I'm really trying to, like, what I try to instill with clients is just learning to like be a little bit curious about what their body's telling them. Like, if they're always sore in their upper back, instead of going, oh my gosh, what is that? I don't know what to do, is to start being a little bit more curious. Like, can we maybe change our habits, our postural habits, our movement habits, always working with our hands kind of in front of our body. So I'm looking in the future to probably pass off some pearls, about posture and just varying your habits. A little bit about managing neck and upper back pain and shoulder pain, because they kind of all go together, as well as like back pain, hip pain, that kind of thing. How can I give people the most simple, effective information to kind of make them want to listen to their bodies and want to move in different ways?
What are your passions when like you're working with people? What is it about when you're working? What do you enjoy about working with people?
I would say, we kind of had a conversation about this before, and part of it is really giving people the knowledge as well as letting them know that they have the tools to kind of manage their bodies and listen to it. And sometimes it's me just passing on a simple tip, like, we're often creatures of habit. We tend to sit the same way, tuck a leg underneath our body, sweep our legs to one side on the couch and watch TV, and just getting people to kind of listen and pay attention to their body, and maybe just change one simple, habit. I have found that can be really powerful for people, just to kind of start being curious to what their bodies are telling them.
How did you let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
So at some point in your life you decided you wanted to be a physio.
Yeah.
And what happened? Like, when did that come about?
I was a pretty active kid, so I really enjoyed playing soccer. And I can remember, I don't know if I was like 11 or 12 years old, twisting and rolling my ankle. And it was significant enough that I had trouble walking. So off to the physiotherapist I go. And I really, just getting tips of how to listen to my body and kind of what was happening with my swollen ankle and how to manage it. But basically, they kind of got me back sooner to the things I love to do. So like playing soccer, they're always like fun. Like, I always had a good experience. The people seemed to have fun at what they were doing, like the physiotherapist. So I thought, hey, that looks fun. They helped me get back onto the soccer field. And that'd be kind of a cool thing too, to help people learn to manage their bodies. Because I got a lot of help as a young athlete from physiotherapists.
So and then at that point you decided you wanted to be a physio?
Yeah, it was something that interested me at a fairly young age. And then I kind of got into high school and started learning a little bit of anatomy in the body. I was in a course learning about the bones, and I just found the body like such an amazing thing, and was kind of wanting to learn more and help other people manage their bodies.
Then you got to university?
Yeah, then I got to university and I kind of went and pursued my career in physiotherapy. So that goes back, I graduated from physiotherapy in 2002. So a long time ago.
So that would so you've been a physiotherapist for...
No, I look quite... I look quite young, you're thinking. Is that what it
Yes.
is? I'm far too old to be a physiotherapist of that 19 years.
19 years.
Yeah.
And how has that experience been, a 19-year physiotherapist?
it's been an interesting, definitely an interesting journey when I think about things. The body continues to amaze me and kind of what it's capable of, and just how much we, as myself being a client, or any of my clients, how much we as individuals can be a part of our own healing. Yes, I see people to help them with their healing. I might do just like yourself, Dan, you might do something to help, help manage a person's pain. But really passing on knowledge to instill with that client how they can help themselves. That is probably the most joy I have, is helping people kind of navigate through life.
It's really, really neat. So throughout your career, you've obviously found some interests. You've gained a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
You've focused on a lot of problems, but you're more passionate about taking care of like certain problems. Do you have a passion for treating certain issues, or
that's interesting to ask me as a practitioner. Probably I kind of enjoy sometimes a little bit more of a challenge. People who have been suffering with long-standing pain issues or movement issues. I have to say, even for myself, as a physiotherapist, I've overcome many sports injuries, really nasty low back injury that would be classified kind of as chronic pain. And I'm really most passionate about helping people who don't know where to turn. If they're having problems with pain, or they're having trouble with function, like going for a simple walk, unloading the dishwasher. I'm really passionate about helping people regain that power and that inherent strength that we all have in our bodies. But sometimes the biggest thing I find with people and myself in general is just listening to the body with curiosity, rather than kind of going into the fear, like, oh, I don't know what this is. I gotta go, I have to go, see someone immediately. And, as a physiotherapist and other healthcare practitioners, we're there to kind of help people learn about their bodies. But at the end of the day, I want to help them just really have more involvement in their bodies, and just through some simple things.
So, Kim, I think I know you fairly well. Mm-hmm. And you like to think outside the box.
Yes.
So tell me, this is physiotherapy.
Yes.
And this is, Kim's in the box, but yet you're out of the box.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Okay. That's so, because, our bodies are fully connected. Right. A lot of times, like when I went through physiotherapy, we really talked about the shoulder complex, the neck, the hips, and how they were in some ways separate. And sometimes looking at an approach to really engage the whole body with exercise is one of the things I'm kind of looking to instill with people. So, as for other therapists out there, we're all kind of striving to get people to be to move with more ease. So just teaching people how to how to get the most bang for their buck when they're doing an exercise by really kind of bringing in the whole body with exercise. So for instance, common stretches we give for people, say if you've got a tennis elbow or, pain in the forearm, typical thing, we'll give people stretches, sticking the arm, pulling the wrist back, pulling it down. And some of us, we just think, we're just so concerned about getting things perfect is what the direction says, or really trying to copy what the picture says, or remembering what Kim, the therapist, said. Sometimes as people, we get lost on just what simply we're feeling in our bodies. So a big thing when people are doing exercises, when I prescribe them to them, is I want them to really be just kind of like take a moment to listen to their bodies and what they're feeling. So a simple forearm stretch, I'm often going to want to incorporate the neck and upper back, okay, as well as the nerves. So if I were giving a forearm stretch for this muscle, I would kind of bring in my whole body by dropping my shoulder, bringing my chin in, because all the tissues are connected from our neck right down to our arm, and kind of really getting people to approach movement maybe in different ways to stretch their forearm muscles. So they may do, if this stretch works for a person, we may give them that. But sometimes people will say, you know what, Kim, I really got wrist pain when I do that exercise. I've been doing those exercises. So kind of what I will bring in is a sense to the person that, look, we are connected from our neck right down to our arm, and how we can basically tense those muscles right down from the neck and the arm just to help with the healing of the body. I don't know if that's making sense, Dan. You following me?
Well, no, I think it's a lot more complicated than what I would have initially thought of the body.
Yes.
I guess that's why people want to come to see you, because you just don't, and that's thinking outside the box. Because I would have thought, if I got a shoulder problem, then you're just going to focus on the shoulder.
Yeah, and if you kind of look at the body, like we're sick, I think we're 60 to 80% water. Okay, muscles maybe 60%. Some of the organs are like 80%. You kind of look even just from the neck to the arms as kind of a water system. Okay, so we want everything flowing. Main pipe is your spinal cord. Then we got different vessels going down the arms. Basically, we need, for our nerves and our body to function well, we kind of need everything flowing with ease. But with people, we get sludge in our pipes. Things get gunked up. And sometimes when we're dealing with even a simple forearm issue, we can clean up the gunk here. We can massage it down. We can acupuncture it. But as we have to address the whole water system. So we might get some sludge here we got to tend to, some sludge here. So for me, I don't like doing formal exercise. I just said that as a physiotherapist. I want to enjoy myself, whether I'm outside looking at nature or biking. So I kind of put all my exercise, I get it all done at once. So to keep, for instance, my arms healthy as a physiotherapist, I am not going to do 10 stretches for my neck and upper back. I'm going to find ways to kind of connect to those waterways in the body. And if, for instance, my head is forward, there's no way we're going to get nice flow through the body. So just teaching people, what are your habits, and just changing things a bit to get more flow and ease in the body. And it just comes from experimenting a little bit, which I'm hoping to kind of teach the viewers in some simple videos later on. So it's kind of giving people, thinking outside the box. I'm kind of telling people, look, there's only one one Kim out there. There's only one John out there, and trying to really just see how our bodies are connected and finding maybe the intricate little motions that can really help our body move with more ease and support. So I'm hoping to really kind of, for anyone who's confused, going, oh my gosh, what's her approach? It's a little bit more simple than you think when we just take the time to experiment with the body and really all the things it can do in a safe manner. Have you ever, this idea just came to my head. Sometimes people go through diet cleanses they get told, they've got food sensitivities. You can't eat, wheat or dairy. You ever done one of those things, Dan?
No.
Neither have I actually.
I eat whatever I want. I just eat in
moderation. Me too. I haven't done one either, but I've had people who, for whatever reason, they have some serious gut problems. They've had to not have any wheat, and they think, oh my gosh, I can't eat anything. But really, they can eat many things. So a person, for instance, who's dealing with, just to bring in the parallel in a long-winded kind of way, I can get a person who says, man, Kim, I've got arthritis at C5, C6, which is like the common area that happens to lots of us guys because we're upright human beings and our eyes are in front of the body. So there's a lot of head forward kind of posturing. But I look at that as going, okay, yeah, there's certain movements we may be limited in with that arthritis, but how many other ways can I move my body so it feels safe and at ease? And it's little things with just playing around with some different movements and positions. And the old posture thing, think of yourself, a string and it's pulling you up. Okay, as we both straighten up, a string and it's pulling you up. Just to be kind of, interested in that, and playing around with that. Most often people, they do overkill on things. The string is kind of pulling them forward, kind of like a donkey chasing a carrot. Their head's always forward. Or we get the string where people are being pulled back. So they go into extreme kind of posturing. And sometimes we can't change our bodies. I've kind of learned that over the years, but really working with what our body has and then really going for it and playing around with different movements. The approach of listening to my body has been empowering for me as a physiotherapist. We could talk, more about that, but I've had a disc injury and chronic pain where, Dan, I was scared. I don't know if people have been there, have hurt their back, scared just to bend over, scared because it, caused a lot of pain. But kind of finding different ways to move and really listen to the body has been so empowering for me just as a patient. I'm so eager to share that information with clients. And part of that is helping clients think a little bit outside the box, because I don't know, Dan, any client where we fit into this lovely box. Have you found a client that is like a textbook with things? I don't know. It's rare.
Well, there are a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the human, right? I mean, we all want to be perfect, but nobody's perfect.
Yeah. And, and also it's just finding out though, kind of like, yeah, we might not be able to, I think I'm going to regret using the analogy of the diet restrictions, but we might not be able to move in certain ways sometimes with our bodies, and whether it's injuries or kind of how we were born, but really working with what we do have and just doing things in the kind of the easiest and kind of just make it and funnest way possible, actually. Like when I exercise, my goals are needs to feel good. I need to feel safe when I'm doing it. So I need to have a little bit of fun when I do it.
So now I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Kim,
Yes.
define what physiotherapy means to you.
What it means to me. Okay. Technically, I think we are defined. Might have to Google this, people, but I believe we're defined as movement specialists. And part of when people come and see me, part of it, what I tell them is I'm paid to be picky. I'm paid to really pay attention to what their current habits are with movement, help them become aware of their movement habits. And then part of what I do is kind of helping them restore their day-to-day function. So being a movement specialist, I might need to help you with your shoulder problem. Most people, or I don't know a single human being that doesn't have a tight chest muscle. Okay. So a lot of shoulder problems, even though, you might be doing your band exercises, you might have saw something on YouTube. Sometimes as a physiotherapist, and we might help you just to simply loosen your muscle up a little bit through the shoulder, neck, upper back, just to allow the movement, in their body. And then your exercises may go smoother, or if you don't know what to do, we're there to help you kind of help restore the movement of your body, or really to find as many ways your body can move. And, showing you different ways of how you can use your shoulder. Like one thing I find interesting, Dan, I want you just to raise your arm up. People can try this at home too. Okay. So just raising the arm up, noting how it feels. Okay. And maybe just trying to move it at different angles from the body to the side. Okay. Just noting how it feels. Okay.
Ooh,
and then, oh yeah, it's so we'd be looking at a tight subscap there. I'd like to see a little bit more kind of external.
Yeah, that one's
there, Dan.
That one's stiff.
Stiff, but so one thing, just if people just try lifting the arm up, now what I want you to do is just to really spread your fingers and lift the arm up. And just to see the simple thing of spreading the fingers, if that changes things for you.
Quite a bit easier, huh?
Yeah, so a lot of times I see people
Wow.
with shoulder problems, and they're going to reach in for their coffee cup. It's like, oh my God, my shoulder. And I'm telling people, our body, there's pain there. It's there for a reason. It's a message. Okay. It's not meant to go, oh my God, what's going on? It is kind of meant for that. It's meant to make us curious. Okay, can I move a little bit different? Can I support my body differently when I go to reach for that coffee cup? Can I maybe support it by using some of these muscles and, keeping the arm back and not letting it go forward? And another thing is just really supporting the body. The body needs support, and we get our support by using our muscles. So sometimes for people, I just got to teach them how to wake up their muscles that aren't they're not used to working. Because as I said before, we are all creatures of habit, and the brain kind of gets hardwired into certain programs of how to move. You know what? I lift my arm up. I'm not even sometimes we don't even think about it. But sometimes we do have to think about what our bodies are telling us, and just a simple thing of playing around with different ways to tense the muscles or support your body, I say. We play around with that in order to get just less pain, listening to the body. So simple things of just, if we do have pain, being curious, how could I do that a little bit better that my body feels safer? And part of that is playing around, truly playing and experimenting with what the body needs. You know, if your shoulders are used to living up around your ears, which for many of us they do, we just got to change that habit a little bit and draw the shoulders down when we move.
Kim,
Yeah.
I've been working from home. For the pandemic, it's been a year. I've got something going on here, Kim. Right here. Okay. It's getting worse. It's probably been around at least, it's been a few months. Probably since last fall, maybe last summer.
Yeah, it's been this, like, it's been just a message to your body that, hey, this is kind of sore, but it sounds like that's been going on a long time.
So you meet people all the time, right? Some people, probably most women would have come in right away. I'm a stubborn old guy. I think maybe I should get it addressed. Like, what do you, when somebody starts to feel something like I am, or I have been for a long, like, when should I come in to get this addressed? Because it's not getting better.
Good question. And sometimes people come and see me, they think they have to have some sort of catastrophic injury. So a lot of times people come in and they're like, I feel really stupid. I don't actually know what I did. And they're like, but I've got this, sore neck. I feel kind of silly because no, I didn't fall. I wasn't in a car accident. And I usually, so Dan, what was your question again?
My question was, like, am I like, do I need to wait to get this addressed?
Oh, right.
Is this taking too long? Like, when should I just keep popping Tylenol? Like, what's the ideal time for me to see you? Should I have come in the fall maybe, or?
Yeah, I usually, I tend to be a little bit more on the conservative side with clients. So say you woke up, with a kinked neck. I would give someone anywhere between kind of 1 to 2 weeks, which might sound a little crazy to some people, just to kind of see how things go, just by maybe changing up some of your postures, using heat and ice. Maybe you have to use some Tylenol for the first 1 to 2 weeks. But if after 2 weeks, the pain starts increasing, or it's not improving, at that point, I kind of say, you know what, come in, let's kind of see what's going on. Let's problem solve together. Maybe see if I can kind of help that neck along. So,
Okay.
I'm kind of saying, like, there isn't the need always to run out and see a physiotherapist, because I do believe the body is really meant to heal. But if we're kind of going that 1 to 2 weeks and we're really just not sure at all what to do, you're kind of at a loss, the pain is keeping you up at night, like, come in and we'll help you through that.
Great. Okay. Now I've got one final question.
Okay.
And I think everyone's been wanting, it's been a long year.
Yeah.
Doing this COVID thing for a long time. What are some of the words of wisdom to people out there from Kim the knowledgeable physiotherapist. Give us some positive affirmation, Kim. What are words of the wisdom for us in society here?
Well, I think really now with kind of COVID, we aren't able to go to our favorite yoga class, maybe, or go to our gym where we like to kind of, use the weights or use different machines. Maybe we're in an apartment and we don't have the space for anything. I think really using this time to get just to get curious of how we can have fun and move our at home is a great way to start. And a simple thing that you can do is kind of throw on one of your favorite songs and just start moving in a way that feels good. Now, for you, if it feels good to like tap just your right foot, maybe you just sit and tap your foot down. But for what, if we don't have our normal resources like the yoga studio, is to really, oh, those bangs are my cats running around the house. You probably saw them scurrying.
Great.
But is really kind of taking your practice outside, whether you're stretching your chest out with a tree or using a park bench, just to kind of see how you can use your body, is just start experimenting with movement, and feeling good is the number one thing. So music's a great way. So throwing on a song, you can do like your worst chair dance possible. And it's not about looking good. It's about feeling good. And just experimenting with movement a little bit.
So on that note, I think I'm going to go outside, start dancing. And if the neighbors happen to look at me awkwardly, I'm going to say, Kim told me to do that.
Yeah, and I really do hope to pass on a few different ways to move for people. And I'm going to say for people, I this could be a challenge we could have is do your best chair dance. And when I say dance, I'm not meaning for it to like look good, like choreographed like J-Lo or Justin Timberlake or anything like that, but more for it just to feel good, moving the body in different ways, just being interested how you really are totally connected, and having fun. So chair dance challenge.
Chair dance
challenge. And then you can move your dance to a standing practice.
Oh boy, that sounds complicated.
But there's rules to the practice, Dan. It needs to feel safe. It needs to feel good. And the body needs to feel like it truly needs to be connected. And it's not just about stretching. It's about supporting the body. And usually there needs to be a balance of both stretch and strength when we do things in order to be just a stable structure. And I'm not going to go into the physics of building structures, but we need to support our structure. And that's a combination of stretch and strength with our body. So bringing everything together.
Wonderful. That was amazing. Chair dancing.
Chair dancing. And keep in mind, you can't just be a one-trick pony, Dan. You can't just do like the shoulder move the whole time. Then you might need to do shoulder up, shoulder forward, or can you move the shoulder? Oh, I can't even do it. Move the shoulder without moving your back. That's a tricky move. Anyways.
Thank you, Kim.